Quickly check. Okay, so second session 0 of claustrophobia. Um, yeah, I think we should just go ahead and begin. Let me check everything. Everything is good. Okay, so let me start the music. Oh yeah, real quick. Andrew, do you have jukebox on? We're gonna be using jukebox a lot. I feel more.
I think I do.
Okay.
I could hear music when Neil is playing it
Okay.
in the thing.
All right. So I'm gonna start playing some music. So, all right. Every passing day that you travel through the lands of Eastern Riveria. While one would think each day becomes more and more of a slog, to you it is quite the opposite. Each passing day is one step closer to serving the revenge, this desire in you, building up, fueling you with rage to keep going and never stop. It has been approximately 2 months since you left the Chapel of the Lion and bid your goodbyes to Bishop Leo, the man who oversaw your training and development for the past close to a year. You wake up from a long night's rest, a rough rest, but comparatively to many others, a pretty good one. You're able to find a nice cave that surprisingly was not occupied, as caves in this region usually are by animals. The land in which you walk towards is extremely moist air. It gets moister and moister as you draw closer to the Riveria rainforest in which you're entering. And you also recognize that the Riveria rainforest is not so far from your destination, which is the capital city of Erkshire. As you wake up, you glance around, the morning sun is starting to light up your face. You look to the side, your mask cleanly lying on the ground, getting prepared to be worn again for a new day of journey. So, Andrew, although there's nobody else in call, can you describe very briefly your character and what do they do as they wake up?
They would usually just start to stretch to get ready for the day. Then he. What? Is that a vacuum?
Is what?
I can hear, like, I think your PC.
Oh, oops, my PC's just really hot, but don't worry, it's whatever.
Poor streaming service. So, uh, usually I'd start stretching, and then I'd reach for a mask and put it on. And I'll look around outside the cave to see if anything of interest has happened visibly around there.
Alright, go ahead and make just a perception check.
Oops, is that the GM? Yep,
Oh, uh,
it's a 9.
okay. Alright, so the light of the sun is still a bit blinding as you wake up. And, I mean, things don't look too different. You haven't seen animals near this cave for quite a while, so it's not anything out of the ordinary. Um, yeah, but actually, just a bit of background to what's going on. So, traveling by yourself through this region, also known as Eastern Riveria, isn't an easy trek at all, because there's no clear trail. Generally throughout the region there are places where common people walk, and those are protected trails, but here there's a general path that occasional people pass through, and they make kind of trails, but they are not protected in any means, and very often you have been encountered by monsters and beasts during your travels. You faced boars, black bears, you faced tigers. As you look out into the distance, right outside your cave, you recount several events that have happened recently in the few days where you're attacked by these beasts. And even though it's tough because you're by yourself, with your strength, you were able to survive and heal up. Of course, the path is still very dangerous.
Well, when I finish looking around, I go back into the cave and grab my gray cloak and put it on along with my mask, and I start heading out.
Okay. By the way, what's your name?
Axolotl Leverton. But
Axolotl Everton. Okay.
I'm thinking like, it's gonna be
It's gonna
it's
be
gonna be weird to be called Axolotl, so I think it's gonna just call Axel kind of thing.
Axel. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you make your way out. Is there anything else you want to do? Anything you want to do right now?
Uh, the kind of leave no trace mentality.
Okay.
Just clean up after myself from the previous night. Just move out. Just head
Okay.
out towards the what Riveria
Yeah.
Rainforest
Further
or
into the Riviera. Yeah. Okay. You continue your way forward, and yeah, it's this day. Actually, one thing you do notice is that recently it has rained really hard, and the rain comes more and more often the more you get closer to the forest. It's kind of like rain comes by in this region very frequently, thunderstorms even. So the ground is very muddy, easy to track, that kind of stuff. You go about a day, the entire day, without anything that gets in your way, and eventually you stop. Oh, I mean, the sun starts to go down.
I'll I'll keep walking until I find some like cover, I guess,
Mhm.
to set up camp.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check so that you can see what is some place that you deem worthy of.
Well, my rolls are bad.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you're gonna just instinctually do what you've been doing the last few nights, which is find a place by a cliff, where there maybe is a cave. If there's a cave, then you can shelter from the rain. That's a nice place, and you do eventually find that since you traveled just for so long. And yeah, there is this nice alcove that is in a small cliff. And yeah, as you prepare for the night, the sun is starting to go down. What are your setups for the coming night?
I'll I'll neatly fold my cloak on the ground and use that as like a very makeshift pillow.
Hmm.
And I'll have my spear leaning on the wall next to my mask that's on the floor, and I'll like in the center of my little setup I'll have my campfire going.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check. Oh, okay. So you very easily, you've been doing this for a long time. Get a campfire going, and this one exceptionally pretty, and at the perfect size. Not too large so that it might be a threat to this and everything around, but also you provide cover to the campfire itself, so it's not too visible from areas outside. It's more obscure. A very homey campfire. This is. Yeah. So, as you begin to settle down, is there anything that you have to eat before you head to sleep?
Uh, I think I just have rations.
Okay. What would your rations contain?
Uh, Mostly uh like dried bread,
Hmm.
like stale bread. That's something that doesn't spoil easily. Oh, no, no. Bread's probably spoils easily.
Okay. Yeah. Bread does. Yeah. So, let's just have you make a Constitution saving throw, because why not?
That's
Okay. Yeah. So, the bread tastes a bit icky, but it does fill you up a bit, so you can get ready for another day. You do hunt animals occasionally that attack you, but then the carcass of the animals is quite rotten, and frankly, if you don't stop there, you don't want to carry in your pack or it stinks everything up. So yeah, you're just living off your bread. And then eventually you head to sleep.
yep.
Okay. Begin falling asleep. The moon's starting to rise. The sun has set. The sky turns blue, purple, then black. You see the stars in this area, very, very bright. As you lay down on that pillow of yours, your makeshift pillow, you glance up, you see all the stars, very bright in the sky. It feels like the stars are watching over you, like they've always been. You close your eyes, and eventually you fall asleep. Okay. Let me roll for something. So, okay, I want you to make a perception check with disadvantage.
Perception. No, that's.
Okay. So, let me just roll. Alright. As you are currently sleeping, very silently, of course, you're sleeping, you don't notice anything that is going on around you, but you wake up to hear. As you glance up and you see there is this enormous brown bear that is approaching, currently about 10 feet away, and your positioning in the cave, you realize now that there's a lot of things you missed as you really quickly glance around. You instantly realize, I did not see any animals by this cave, when usually caves have animals. There must be some reason. You see this brown bear in front of you as it returns home from its long day of, finding animals and hunting. You see behind it a baby brown bear coming in as well. Very small, too young to actually be a threat, but this brown mama bear is really mad. You see the snout just kind of pointed down, and the eyes staring directly at you. You see her claws, one of them kind of behind her, in a stance to prepare to to attack or defend itself in some way, and the other one in front, as if it's about to lunge, just waiting for movement. You're currently laying and you see this. What do you do?
I cast Sanctuary on myself.
Okay, you cast Sanctuary on yourself. Actually, for you to do that, we're gonna roll for initiative. Early initiative. Let's do it.
Wow, this was fast.
Yeah. All right, just drag your character token out to here, and we'll make your thing. Okay, I'll give you your HP and stuff. Okay, let me turn up the Bats Hole music. Okay, your token has been prepared. You want to roll the initiative for the bear. Okay. Ooh, it rode slower than you. Okay, so you're able to pull off the Sanctuary on yourself. So currently you're under the effect of Sanctuary. Alright, anything else you want to do? You're currently prone on the ground.
Get up.
Okay, you stand up.
And I grab my mask and my spear.
Okay, you grab your mask and your spear.
Which are leaning on the walls.
Yeah. Okay, you move. Alright, yeah, that's enough movement to do that. Okay, so the brown bear's turn. It's going to rush over to you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has perfectly enough movement to get to you, and it's going to go ahead and make some attacks. But first, as it swings, it's going to have to make its wisdom saving throws. First one's a 5. One's a 20, so it gets to land one attack on you. 20 passes, I assume. So. Alright. 7 to hit.
That does not hit.
Misses. As this brown bear runs towards you, ready, intent on attacking. As it tries to make its first swing, something just like catches its eye and looks to the right and it just swings to the right. And then looks back at you, confused slightly, and tries to swing again, but at this point, you are up and ready, you have your spear in hand, wearing your mask. You back off and are able to dodge its claws swipe at you. Your turn.
I'm going to. This bear is fast.
It's a brown bear. You've, along your travels, have faced black bears, which are smaller, but this is like a full brown bear, like you would think a grizzly bear.
Wait a second. I need to read my abilities because I forgot them.
Ooh, I should be putting on combat camp. What am I doing? Oh no. Sorry, Aaron. Forgot the combat camp. That did
Well, dash.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
I grab a cloak and I dash.
Alright, you dash over there. Okay. It's going to try to make an opportunity attack. Wisdom saving throw. 7. Okay. It tries to swing again, but instead just drops his claw. Okay. But that is your action, so it's going to be the brown bear's turn. And it's going to pursue you. It's going to dash over to here. Okay. Your turn, Axolotl.
I will.
Actually, I want you to make a perception check right now.
Okay. Give me a second.
Okay, never continue.
I'd like to run back into the forest.
Okay. Let me expand this map. Okay. Just duplicating some things here.
Yep.
Okay. And there. Alright. Okay, so we have the expanded map, and as you run away, it's going to make another swing at you. Right. A wisdom saving throw, that's a 3, so it just doesn't hit you. This is your second turn, fully finish on Sanctuary. The brown bear is then going to pursue you again. It has no problem squeezing through, but then it was faster than you to begin with, and so it's just over here. Skids to the side, trying to cut you off a bit. It's going to move to the right here. At this point, I want you to make another perception check. Okay. You hear as this brown bear is just rushing towards you, is snarling. You hear off in the distance as another brown bear appears. Well, not appears, but it comes out from behind the trees, a bit higher up. And you also see another brown bear up north on this map, but quite a bit far away. There's 3 brown bears. Axolotl.
You're really cutting down my options here, dude. I don't want to fight these bears. I will. Head south.
Okay, you're gonna go down south. All right, and it's going to make an attack at you. Okay, wait. First, wisdom saving throw. With the wisdom saving throw, a 16. So.
Ooh, wait,
okay.
Shit.
So roll to hit. That's a 16. Does that hit?
No.
16 doesn't hit. Wow. Okay, your armor class is really high. And as it just tries to strike you, it hits your armor, but it doesn't actually do anything to you, and you are able to run down south. Okay, as you continue proceeding down south, how far do you want to run? Do you just want to run until you're out of the sight of these
10 more
bears?
feet down. As far as down as I can see.
Okay. Yeah, so that I don't have to keep extending the map. I'm just curious, what are your plans moving forward?
Moving forth, I want to try to run through trees that are close together, that the bear can't easily go past.
Okay, so you continue doing that. I want you to just make a Constitution saving throw to see just your stamina as you try to escape in general across the many turns. Okay, so you are able to maintain your stamina. The brown bears themselves, there are quite a lot of them, and as they're all just dashing in your direction, they're all faster than you. Eventually, they will catch up to you by the time your sanctuary ends. So we will now resume a new situation on the map where there are 2 bears, and you are roughly right here. Okay, and then I'm going to draw a line here symbolizing there's nothing to the left, okay? We're going to pretend that map on the left does not exist. Okay, so just don't cross the red line. If you do, then that means you're going further into forest. You're back here, and it is going to be the bear's turn because they're always on your tail. You're going to run up using dash. And this one here is going to run over this way. Okay, your turn. You no longer have Sanctuary.
Repeat that?
You no longer have Sanctuary. The minute has passed, and they're continuing to pursue you.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on myself because they're not giving me much of an option.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's a bonus action. So then I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on the most right there.
Okay, it's going to go ahead and make a Wisdom saving throw. It rolled a 12, so that takes the full 6 damage. Okay. Alright, and your AC is increased. Okay, the brown bears. It seems that the third one has... Actually, you don't really notice this, but because the 2 brown bears are currently surrounding you. But, yeah, so both of them are going to make bite and claw attacks against you.
You monster.
Okay, 16. 16 I don't think hits. 8 misses, 10 misses. But then we have a 24.
What? Is that a crit?
No, it's not. It's not great.
I think so.
You take 11 piercing damage.
Oh my god.
Make a Constitution saving throw. Okay, you're able to maintain your concentration. And about this time, you hear out of the corner of your ears, you just kind of glance over, where's that noise coming from? You hear like as these two arrows just come out from the distance, striking the two brown bears. Okay, that is going to be 7 damage and 12 damage. Okay, so 7 damage to this bear and 12 damage to the other bear. But those are going to be 2 goading attacks to do additional damage. Okay, so this top bear here takes a total of 14 damage from the hit, and the other bear takes 22 damage from that one hit. No, not 22, sorry. 15 damage. Okay, and they're going to make wisdom saving throws. As Axolotl, you're currently being surrounded by these 2 large brown bears. They're cornering you between these 2 trees, and you just hear somebody yell out, "Hey, big bears, get over here!" And they turn around. Okay. It's going to be the bear's turn, and they're going to start heading in that direction, towards this voice that you hear. Currently, you can't see, though, because you're behind the tree.
How wounded do they look?
They look moderately wounded, each of them.
Moderately wounded, each of them. I have one more spell slot. I'm gonna use it to heal myself.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright, you heal yourself for 5.
Oh, God.
Okay. At this point, you see above, as you just kind of peek around, as these brown bears are running the direction they're going towards. You see there is this, Tabaxi Ranger, who currently is kind of far away, and he has like a large bow, and he's riding this mastiff, like this dog. He's kind of riding it. They're going very fast through the between the trees, making these 2 attacks, yelling at the bears, and they're rushing over. And you see behind him, there's the other brown bear that is currently being dealt with by, as well as this huge bear man, this Ursine barbarian form with this great axe, attacking the other bear. Okay, the brown bears are going to continue to head. Ursine, yes.
What is that?
It's a bear race, bear humanoid.
Oh, neat.
Okay, so they're currently heading upwards right now. I'm going to be shifting you downwards.
These trees are moving.
Yeah. The exact position of the trees don't matter too much. But yeah, the bears are going to start heading upwards, and you see there is this. I'm going to pull them out onto the map. Yeah, there's this dude. Back here. There's this. Give me a moment as I pull them out. Okay, and the Ursine. Where's my... I can't find it. It sucks. Oh, I'll just use this guy then. It's Thoradin. Oh my god. Remember this dude? Okay, yeah. So there's this dude here dealing with another bear. Alright. Axolotl, back to your turn.
I get curious about the voices I'm hearing who are goading the bears, and since I'm not a very smart lad, I will head towards the voices.
Okay. Yeah, you see these very foreboding-looking figures, other people. Yeah. So. All right.
Yeah, I go here.
Go over to there. Okay, you dash over there.
And I pick around the tree.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you get a very nice view where you see all 3 bears kind of almost in a line. Okay, is that it?
Yeah, that's my action.
Okay. So the brown bears are at this point actually this guy. I want you to make a stealth check, Axolotl.
Give me a second. I can't read. Ooh.
Okay. Perception is a 13. Oh, okay. So you're able to go by there. Okay. So the brown bears. This one is going to continue to go for it to get to the Tabaxi fella. And right, the brown bears are going to all make their attacks against these guys. Okay. 2 hits. 2 hits. 2 miss. Okay, damage. Alright, you just hear this large commotion. There is like screaming and just yelling of the people yelling commands. Get over there! Take that stance! Axolotl, back to you.
Are you talking?
Yeah, it's back to you.
Oh, I didn't hear you at all.
Oh, alright, let's say I cut off a bit. I didn't say much though.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna help them out from the shadows.
Okay.
Moving up here. I can't attack them. Toll the Dead. Do they know my direction if I cast it?
No, it just it's kind of like Chill Touch.
If I cast it quieter.
You're quite far away. I think you can cast it at a comfortable volume and not attract you.
Dougie?
Yeah. Hello?
Dude.
Oh, do you not hear me? Hello?
Dude, punch Dougie, come on.
Hello?
Hello?
Do you hear? Alright, but yeah, okay, yeah. So for your Toll the Dead, it's kind of like Chill Touch where they won't know your general direction, especially since you're so far away. So you can cast it at a comfortable volume.
Okay. Yeah. Then I will do that.
Alright.
Ooh, yeah, that's solid 2 damage.
Wait. That guy has already been hurt, so he'll take the... Oh, wait, no, yeah, never mind.
That is the 2 damage.
That is kind of sad. Okay. That is if he fails. That's a 10, it fails. Okay, so 2 whole necrotic damage as its skin begins to wither away. Okay, it is the brown bear's turn. And they're going to continue making their attacks. At this point, you hear a guy yell out, "Ah! He's getting on me!" Okay. This guy's going to go over here after the brown bear's turn. And this guy here is going to disengage. Okay. Alright, it is your turn.
How hurt do the 3 bears look?
Each of them look, actually they're all pretty severely wounded. At this point, you see them starting to look around, trying to run away.
I was gonna do something, but then I realized that I don't have any more spell slots. The closest area I can attack them from is here. That'll be difficult for them to move to, I guess. Yeah, it can move here. And then I don't know if that's an that's not funny. Fucking hell. Okay, then this is 30. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll go over here.
Alright. Okay, so you just dash over to there?
Yeah. Actually, I have 10 feet of movement. No, I won't move. Okay, that's it.
Okay, so at this point, the bears are going to begin running, and they're think pretty much all going to disengage and start going in separate directions as to preserve the most life. So this guy's going. Actually, this guy was already away, so he can actually just dash. And as he comes by here, make a stealth check.
Please don't see me. Oh, he sees me.
Okay, so he's going to turn and head down. He's dashing, so he gets right up into your face. As he's trying to make his escape,
Isn't he trying to run away? Why are you attacking me?
Well, he sees
Isn't he
that
trying to run away?
He sees that you look pretty weak, and he was pretty angry at you from before. And so he's going to go by, currently trying to run away still, but is going to just stand there for a bit as he's rushing by. This guy is going to try to run southwards with a disengage. And then this bear here is going to try to squeeze and go right. Okay, like so. Alright, they're starting to spread out. And you see the barbarian you see this large bear form. This man has like enormous muscles that are currently bulging with veins, and you can see some steam just coming off his back. There's like some rage fueling this guy as he charges forward, and he's going to make some attacks against this bear. He slams down this large axe, and you hear the bear just crunch to the ground. Okay, so this bear is down. And then this here, Ranger Rogue, is going to go over here and make some attacks against this bear. And then the other fellow is going to take a look at what's going on over here. And he's going to cast Healing Word on you, Axolotl.
I look at myself and my wounds are like closing up a bit.
Mm-hmm. You heal for 5 hit points as he just yells out, "Hang in there, lad!"
I'm lad. Thank you!
Okay, your turn, Axolotl. This guy in front of you looks severely wounded.
I will spear it.
Okay, you'll attack with a spear. Roll to hit. 11, I think, hits. Yes, it does hit. Okay, 3.
Wow.
Wow. You're not. It's not it right now. Okay, 3 damage. Make your con save.
Why do I have to make it?
Wait. I don't know. For some reason, never. Wait, I subtracted 3 from your health. I'm tripping, bro.
Blah!
Never mind. Don't make a con save. You're fine. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So it's the bear's turn. It's going to make.
Wait. I want to move because.
Oh yes, of course.
I believe in me.
Okay, so it's going to make a swing. That's a 17 to hit.
Does not hit.
Ooh, as your spectral shield blocks off its claw attack, you're able to run off further into the woods. At this point, the bear decides to give up and is going to turn left and is just going to run off. And as this bear over to the right is going to run off, this is going to make an opportunity attack. That's a hit. And that is 6 damage. Okay, and this guy had 5 health. So, alright, so this bear is down. And which leaves the bear on the left is just going to run off into the distance and, yeah. Okay. Eventually it's going to disappear unless you want to chase it down. Do you want to? You will not chase it down. Okay. The brown bear runs off into the distance, and with the commotion having finished, these 3 fellows here who rushed in at the sight of these brown bears just chasing you through the forest, they start to gather to see what's going on. So, change the music real quick. Alright. Let me remove turn order. Okay, Axolotl, your wounds have been healed up, but then just the shock of this sudden attack, you still feel a small sense of fear, as nothing has ever gotten so dicey before in your adventures since you met with Bishop Leo.
I catch my breath and look up to the sky and find comfort in looking at the stars.
Okay.
And I kind of like take a step back towards the tree and catch my bearings. And then I walk up to the person who healed me.
Okay. Yeah. So you go up to this man, and he is a check. Yeah, he seems to be he has a long sword, just across his back, and in one hand is this shield that has a kind of like a holy symbol, similar to yours on it, although it represents a different religion. That actually, make a religion check.
I'll make a religion.
Okay. Yeah, so you don't quite recognize this religion, but definitely seems like in the realm of the life domain. Okay. Either way, yeah, the man just kind of he sees you running up towards him. Careful there. That was man. Good thing we came by. Could have been real bad for you.
Thank you. You're completely correct. I did not have that situation.
Oh, what are you doing out in these woods by yourself?
I was traveling.
Oh, you're cutting off. Oh no, I can't hear you. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
So wait, which direction was I supposed to be traveling?
You're going to travel west.
Yeah, I was traveling west to the nearby city. And I was setting up camp here, and I seem to have set up camp at a bear's den.
Ooh, your camp is the one back there. You want to head back there, just by the fire? We could spend the night with you, so that just make sure nothing else happens.
Yes, that'll be wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. They start walking, making their way back.
I walk towards the bear as they pass me, and I cast Spare the Dying on the one that I could see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you see the bear. It's still making noise. You hear like just whimpering a bit as it can't, like its eyes are closed, but it's still making noise, and you just kind of touch it gently, and its body, I can't speak. Its body just softens up, and you see the wounds don't completely patch up, but it kind of turns smoother across the skin. The fur settles down, and he seems to be at ease. There's a soft white glow that comes off of the bear. And the bear man looks over at you. What did you just do?
I just alleviated a bit of its pain. It won't be very dying-y. It won't be as hurt when it wakes up.
You heal creatures that hurt you? I just break them.
Well, that's very nice for you. I won't downplay your actions. Strong, but I find it that it's good to do a little good to people or creatures who do a little harm to you every now and then.
Yes, but if you think about it, if this bear comes back, it might find other people like you, and it might get them.
maybe he'll learn from its mistakes and be wary of traveling people.
I didn't think about that. Uh, you held on very strongly, though. Good for you.
I'd like to agree with you, but I was very close to biting the dust there.
At this point, the tabaxi looks over. Yeah, you definitely seemed like you were in a tough spot. By the way, we should introduce. And at this point, you guys are starting to head back. My name is Roger Myatt. We're just a group of 3 folks. We're like hunting animals. We call ourselves the Wild Hunters. I know it's not such a great name, but we don't really see people, so they don't judge us. We think that we're the Wild Hunters. Pretty cool, right, guys? And they all just kind of like nod slowly. And the bear man,
Yeah, we're very cool.
You're hunting in the middle of the night?
Well, of course, at night there's a lot of animals. Dangerous ones, in fact. The peaceful ones sleep during the day.
at this point, you guys get to the campfire and you start settling down. What's your name, by the way?
My name's Axolotl, but you can call me Axel.
Axel? That's a very, very fancy name you got there. Yeah, I see you have a very interesting mask. Mind if you tell me a bit about that?
Well, I don't remember much. As you can see from the previous encounter, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I don't remember a lot of anything.
Even the mask? You just have it with you and you just carry it around wherever you go?
To me, it feels important.
Feels important. Well, why are you heading west again? Just curious.
I was in a search for these people who did some pretty rough things to the people around me.
Oh, you're traveling across through such a dangerous path just to do that. Man, talk about hanging out to grudges. And he's just kind of like whispering to like one of the other dudes.
No, the people, if they want to kill, they kill.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you get the sense that these guys are kind of a bit, I don't know, they don't really encounter people. They're a bit strange in the head. They're just really good at fighting.
If you'd like, you can take turns keeping watch, and I'll wake people up if anything happens.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I can do that. By the way, just so you know, I really recommend finding people to travel with. Like, this place is dangerous. If we gonna show up, you're a gunner.
Yes, I'll keep that in mind. I was thinking of meeting people at the city I was gonna go to.
Oh, city. Talking about what cities around here? Dave's. And then the big bear guy. His name is Davis.
There's the ones with the bears ruling the place. You know, the one that sounds like my oh yes, it starts with like the like the letter R, Urksire. Starts with the R.
Ah, yes, the one that starts with the R. Urksire, you mean?
Does that start with an R?
Huh?
Does that start with an R?
No, it starts with a U.
Maybe that one. I don't know. I just know it's west.
How do you know it's west when you don't even know what it is or where it is? You're just going. See, this is how people die. Well, I'm just speaking here from experience. But whenever I use, when people go by themselves and they're just walking a certain way, trying to look for something, but they don't know what they're looking for, that's how you die.
Well, I kind of know what I'm looking for, but the direction is a completely different matter. So I use the stars to guide me
Use the stars,
towards
huh?
what I need.
Kind of looks up at the stars. I never thought of that. I thought they just looked pretty. How do you use them to guide you? They look the same.
Some may seem the same, but trust me, they're very different. I point my fingers up to the sky, and I point towards the northern star, and that bright one, it always points north around midnight, and it's very apparent because of how it twinkles.
Oh, that is interesting. That does look like it points north. Oh man, that's really helpful. We go around these woods a lot, so we just kind of get used to various monuments and trails. We set up small tracks so that we can follow them, but we don't really have a good sense of direction. Well, that helps a lot. Thank you, Axel.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Think of it as a payment for saving my life.
Well, I guess we just do what makes sense to us. We see bears, we kill bears. We see people dying, we save them from dying. Oh.
Sounds like a good rule of thumb.
We kind of came down this path because a long time ago, we all kind of grew up together in a place that kind of a very small village, and there's a lot of different animals, a lot of different races as well. Me, I'm very different from Davis over here, very different from Cetra as well. But yeah, there was a lot. It was a very small village, very nice, and then one day there was fire everywhere. There's fire everywhere, and I saw these guys running around the place. They attacked my family, and I wish I could defend from it, but I tried, and then they got between, and I realized I didn't have what it takes, and I ran. Still to that day, we feel that regret. Could have done something. Sorry to dump that on you.
Not at all. If you can recall, what do these like? You see my face light up a bit. Like not not in a positive way, like in a kind of like stern way. What did these people who are attacking your village mates look like?
I remember seeing black cloaks. Just a lot of black cloaks. Anything else? You remember anything, Davis?
Yeah, I was trying to punch one of them. I saw stray into their face. Dude got whiskers, long whiskers. Couldn't see the eye either. Just whiskers. He was punching me. I was punching him, and then I got knocked out. Yeah. Next thing I remember, I was in a cart. But yep, that's all I remember.
Well, that's certainly frightening. How about you, Cetra?
Well, I was in the one of my houses when I looked out the window. I saw the fire and I began to run immediately. But I did remember seeing... Yeah, they had black cloaks, like you said. Something about them, they were glistening in the moonlight. Yeah, the black cloaks were glistening. It's just a strange art. They were a bit unnatural.
Unnatural in what way you say?
I just felt uneasy. Something's not right. Hard to put to words, you know.
What direction is your village? In what direction did you see them go from your village?
Oh, we came from east. There was a small village named Basatro.
How do you spell that?
Let me type in the chat. Basataro.
Oh God! What the?
What's wrong with that?
Basataro.
I'm seeing a lot of one vowel.
Yeah.
It's just iffy, but like worse somehow.
We came from this village east in Gardenia. We're just currently making our way west too, just like you, but not really for any purpose like you are. We're just trying to, like we said, just get stronger and do what we want to do.
These people in black cloaks, did you see them go west? It's okay if you can't remember.
Yeah, I was not really good with directions. I just remember they were going towards the sun as it was going down.
Thank you. This is very good information.
How so?
Personal use sometimes. It's good to know a little bit of everything.
Oh, you've been to Basatro?
No,
nice
no.
village it is.
I might visit it, considering how nice you lovely people have turned out. I'm sure that your village is just as lovely.
Well, yeah, probably should head to sleep now.
Okay, I'll keep watch for the first bit.
Thank you.
Alright, peace out. And the bear just
What?
collapses. Okay. So, during your watch, I make a perception check.
Perception.
Alright, so night goes by. You eventually notice that the bear has come back. Although, in a very different demeanor. I would like you to make an insight check as well. Okay,
I'm not
so,
gonna roll.
okay, so its demeanor, essentially as it's coming back, it looks like it's wounded. It's visibly wounded, and it's kind of limping as it approaches, sees you all, and there's like this shock on its face. And just kind of waits there a moment, just watching you very slowly. Since you're the only one awake, and you were the least threatening out of the four of them. So it's just kind of watching before it turns around and it goes into the woods.
I smile towards its direction and lean back, not like pose for attacking.
You what? Sorry.
I like calm down. I smile towards the direction
Okay.
of him, the bear going into the forest, and I calm down and go back to just watching.
Okay. So the rest of the night goes by. Eventually, you take your share of sleep, and the other three folks of the wild hunters, they take their shift. The morning comes eventually. You all wake up. get a nice breakfast. They have some nice meats. You haven't eaten, like cooked meat in too long. I mean, you eat cooked meat once in a while, but this is some pretty good steak that they have carrying around in this this bag. It's a very large bag that, as they open it, it smells horrible inside, but it's like wrapped very, very tightly and put inside of another bag, which goes on the side of a satchel that the bear guys carry. Yeah. And you just have some nice steak.
Oh, that's steak.
Yeah, steak.
Okay.
So, you're going to head to the west now?
Yeah. You guys heading back to the Saturday?
We were planning to go to the lake, which is a bit west, about a mile from here, and we were going to just be there for a little bit of time. So we could just walk with you a little bit, right? Right?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah. And then we're yeah. It's just I really feel a bit anxious just leaving you to head off by yourself, especially in these conditions. Really strangely, the amount of animal attacks that I've witnessed has gone up very recently. It's kind of scary. Makes me want to kind of head back home.
Well, shall we head off then? Or do you want to actually go check up back at your home village?
We're going to the lake, and then
Okay.
yeah. So all of you just in the early morning hours start heading to the lake, and as they turn, you continue walking. They kind of start setting up their a small fire, it seems, right next to the lake, and you hear Roger just yell out, "Remember, find friends, you'll die!"
I'll keep that in mind, thank you.
And with that, they kind of make their last waves, and you head off further into the Riveria rainforest. A few days pass by. The rain comes and goes in bursts. When it rains hard. When it doesn't, pretty skies. But the weather is just so unpredictable. Sometimes you feel like it's not natural. Somebody's forcing the weather changes. It's just very different from the place that you grew up with. Grew up in Ilk, where the skies itself is a lot more peaceful. Never clouds around. I want you to make a survival check.
Give me a second. I was taking notes. Fucking hell. Yeah.
Okay. After the last rain shower, you noticed a strange pattern, and you're trying to connect certain dots, and you look behind you, and you see off in the distance a thick band of clouds. What we would call a cumulonimbus. So you don't know that
Shit.
term. It's like pretty big. It's the later months of Garum. Not later months, sorry, later days in Garum, which is one of the fall months. And around this time, especially the summer months as well as the fall months, is when these storms are, the most common. Yet you haven't really experienced one along your travels, but there's this huge one. It's just coming. With that 19, I'll say that it's coming within about 2 days.
How long will it take for me to get to the village?
Make an intelligence check.
Can you repeat that?
Make an intelligence check.
Oh, come on, man. Oh my god.
Oh, God. Okay, so you just estimate in your mind the changes of the terrain itself, and what Bishop Leo told you about what to notice about the terrain when you come near. You're just thinking about it. You see some mountain ranges that you recognize in some of the descriptions, and 2 days you have to get there if you're going fast.
I'll go fast. Oh wait, did I get a long rest from
Oh yes, you did get a long rest. Yeah.
Ooh, cute.
Okay. But yeah, you just go at a very, very fast pace, and each coming day, like passing day, you see that rainstorm, like the big clouds, the dark clouds get darker and darker, building up mass until it takes almost like an anvil-like shape as the top of the cloud section. They start to loom overhead, pulling the layer of clouds underneath along with it, and just start spreading and spreading like a superstorm. And after about 2 days, you're just going very fast. You eventually see a road. Very long in the two directions that the road goes. But it's the noticeable thing is that it's very paved, it's very wide, and you see folks along it. There are carriages. You see some people riding these horses, just normal horses, but you also see people riding these larger, almost moose-like creatures. They are about the size of a moose, maybe a tiny bit, like 1 foot shorter, but mooses are huge. And like these are huge animals, very furry, although the face itself looks less like a moose, but more of a combination between like the deer and elks and a horse. But the most noticeable feature is that its horns, they don't come out like antlers. They come out kind of like devil horns a bit, and then they curl back in rings, kind of like a ram horn. Yeah, these very foreboding creatures. Haven't seen anything like it.
I'll walk along the path towards my destination.
Okay. Eventually, you make your way over a hill, and down underneath the hill, you see the trees start to cover up the path a bit. As the path goes into an undergrowth, but you can see the hint of light coming out from doors and buildings that you haven't seen at all in a very long time. With that, actually, is there anything else you want to do?
No, I walk over. Yeah,
Okay.
The storm's coming. I gotta move.
You gotta move. Yeah. Okay. And with that, we will end the session 0, and we will pick it up next time, right here where you are, session 1.
Cool.